The pattern itself will start by telling you some of the notes that the creator has to pass on, also the materials you're going to need, and stitch explanations. And then the second page of this particular pattern has a chart, and some people like to look at the chart to knit, and some people just like to look at the written directions. I prefer to look at the written row by row directions rather than a chart, and they start right here on page 2. And it says that we're going to divide the 48 stitches equally on 3 needles and then knit 5 rows of 2 by 2 ribbing, which is just a knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, all the way around. So hopefully you've remembered to cast on your 48 stitches not too tightly, and then to cut your tail about 6 or 7 inches, and we'll weave that in at the end. Leave it for now. Don't. Some people weave in as they begin, but don't, because you're going to need this to tell you where your round starts and ends. So now we're going to transfer 16 of these stitches onto another needle, and all you do is just scooch them up toward the end and just take them off. I usually do it one by one. 1, 2, 3. You're just sliding them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Scooch down and scooch up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Scooch these to the middle so they don't fall off. Scooch these to the middle so they don't fall off. Pick up a third needle, go to the other end. Oops. Scooch them down to the end and do the same thing. You're just moving over 16 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, scooch them to the middle, scooch them to the middle. So what you've got now is something that looks like this. And basically you're going to be using the triangle. You're going to go around and around and around this triangle. So I'm going to show you how to join. When you join, this is your, I'm going to move it a little bit so that my tail is facing me at the bottom here. Because typically the tail is where your round starts and ends. This would be needle 1 to the left of it, needle 2, and needle 3. So to join them, especially in the first round, it is important to make sure that your stitches aren't twisted. And basically to do that, I just make sure that they're all pointed to the ground. All the bulk is pointing downward. And I'm going to pick this up as if to knit and hold my needle number 1. And it is a little awkward at first, but you'll get it. And then I'm going to scoot my stitches up to the tip of needle 3, because to join them, I'm going to take my empty 4th needle and insert it knitwise in the first stitch of needle 1, and then I'm going to go over and grab the live yarn from needle 3 and just bring it through as if you're knitting a stitch, just like that, and you have joined. You've just joined your work. The bottom looks like this. And the ribbing is knit 2, purl 2, so I knit another one, then I purl 2, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, oops, purl. And remember, if you're getting discouraged at this point, just remember your first row is always the trickiest because of that cast on. So I just finished my ribbing across needle 1. Needle 1 is done. So now I'm going to move to needle 2. I'm going to take that now empty needle from my left to my right, like so. I'm going to move over and reposition my hand so I'm holding needle 2, and now I'm ready to knit. So to start needle 2, I'm going to grab knitwise the first stitch on needle 2, go back over, grab the live yarn from needle 1 that I just got done with, and bring it through the knit, then knit, purl, purl, and so on. And you do the same thing to go from needle 2 to 3. So when you're done doing the ribbing on needle 3, you've finished round 1. You'll be at the tail and stop for further directions.